Okay, so we're just playing up the strings here. All right. So what do we got here? If we zoom out and zoom back in, we can get it. We're just playing up the strings here. C, G, D, A, E, C. C, G, D, A, E, C. But when we get to the fourth string, C, G, D, A, between the fourth string and the fifth string, we want to move the pattern over. So we would do that. We would essentially just, literally move the pattern over in your head. And you get used to doing this while you're playing the guitar. So you do it on the fly. We move the pattern over. Now we don't want to click it in until it's all lined up. The other thing to remember is we don't have that long of a guitar, so we don't have that big of a guitar, so we're only looking at the 6 strings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're only looking at playing this. So this is our C box. Play it as you see it. Okay. Now, let's look at the long patterns, and then we can get going on today's lesson. Really, there must be a beginner in the audience, because we're doing quite a good little bit of step 1 work here, which is the string shapes and the patterns. So here we have the same thing, C, G, D, A, E. A sounds like Fonzie, right? A. Or, Fonzie mad at you. So what's going on here is we insert the long pattern we were talking about in the earlier segment. The long pattern is 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we go up normally. Here we just happen to be starting on E in this pattern, but it goes to C, right? The E pattern, the same thing. The fifth of E goes to C. Okay, remember E and C have that missing fret in between them. That's a red flag there that, there's something going on there. So E goes to C. It's an augmented fifth. If we're looking at just caged letters, here's E to B, here's E to C. And similarly, C goes to the E shape instead of the F shape. Okay, but all the others are like 1, 4, 5. So the fourth of E shape is A shape. The fifth of E shape is the C shape. So here we have E, and then we go to C. It's fifth in the string shaped circle, and we're going to go all the way around again. So we could start on E here. You see, we just started on E. It's string shaped fifth, or it's caged fifth. Now, when we get to the A, look what happens. So we go E, C, G, D, 4 strings. When we get to the A here in this case, aside from moving it over 1 fret for the normal, shape fitting of the tuning warp, right? We're going to play a longer pattern. We're going to go 5, 6, 7. And then root 2, 3, which is only part of the A's fifth, and 4, 5, 6, which is only part of the C's fifth. And we can exploit that long pattern there when we have to play against the fret nut, because we can't play any of the notes back here. Okay, so put the capo on, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we got our normal capo where your E is. I think I put it on a little tight there. It seems to be. Okay. So if we were to start, if we wanted to play an E scale now, we couldn't use the short pattern because we don't have the 7 root 2. So we want to start on this E, which is going to be Ionian, and it's part of, it's right there, root 2, 3 right there. So it's part of the same circle, but we have to do a little work to get back in the easy circle, right? So we would start on root 2, 3 there. So if this is the key of E, it'd be E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, okay, D sharp, C sharp. Now we've gone root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we have to go, now we can get the 7 there. We can get the leading tone to the E. So that's going to be our D sharp. Okay? So we're out of the A shape here because we were at 5, 6 there. So that 5, 6, 5, 6 substitution, right? So as far as string shapes are concerned, string shape doesn't care. The 5, 6, A string shape doesn't care where it is. It's any 5, 6 on the fretboard. Just knows that it's 5, 6 and it's the A string shape. So if you're 5, 6 here and 5, 6 here, okay, or 5, 6 here and 5, 6 here, these are the same note, but you'll come out one octave above, and you just want to continue your scale at that point. It's like doing a C scale and then continue with a C scale, another C scale. So we're right here, we're going A to A, we're continuing in string shape fifths. If we start the scales on any one of these string shapes, the longs or these the S4E shorts, we can, and just play the scale through, the diatonic scale through in the parent key of root, we will be playing these modal scales. So that would be an Ionian. So then we go from, we started from root, which was right here in the middle of the men working zone here. We did root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we come out of this with the E, the short E pattern, 7 root 2. So notice how we got 7 root 2, and this is 2 octaves up. Same thing, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. Okay, then 3, 4, 5. This is in the key of E now. Okay, sounds good, doesn't it? We didn't take it all the way up to the tippy top string. So that's what's the name of that tune. Alright, so that's the background on the long pattern string shaped circle of fifths and the short pattern string shaped circle of fifths. And remember, you can always play your short patterns from the first fret on. So it would be the key of F, but you can't do it in the key of E. You can't, when you're doing the original open chord cage box, C, A, G, E, and D, you have to use the long patterns on everything except C. Actually, you can use the long patterns on everything except C. I said that right, didn't I? So here's your C diatonic, would be okay, and C starts on, you can hardly see it here, it starts on a Phrygian. 3, 4, 5 is a Phrygian scale if you want to just be exact about it. Okay, I forget what else we were kind of looking at, but this is the chart that we're going to be working with today.